Welcome, one and everyone, to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 251. The 51st episode plus 200 of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Pleasure to have you here this day. We are going to have a great time. I've got a stack of cigars. We have a stack of fan art. I have a stack of voice messages to go through. It is going to be a blast. But first, it's hot. It is hot. It is, I don't know how many degrees it is here in Seattle, but my house has no air conditioning. And I am sitting here in my office, my tiny little office, with a fan blowing sweet nectar at me. Coolness. And there's just, so I'm going to take my glasses off because I don't want to steam them up from sweating in my derby as I am. Blame it on the elves, says Doomageddon. Indeed, I'm sure that the elves are responsible for this heat wave here in Seattle. I mean, I can't complain. It has been beautiful. During the day while I'm at work, I will go out for a nice little stroll. Lunchtime, go grab a coffee. And it's beautiful and it's wonderful and I enjoy it. But in the afternoon, in the evening, when the sun is kind of getting ready to set, it's like the earth releases all of the heat that it's been absorbing throughout the day. And I get absolutely miserable. So you get to watch me suffer, which I'm sure will be wonderful for you. The best thing in the world to watch tonight. You could watch any live streaming show in the world, but no, you're watching to a grown man sweating his boots. Hey, you're the ladies and gentlemen with exquisite taste. Hey, Ironbark is in the chat. Haven't seen you in ages, my friend. Welcome back. I hope things are going well for you. He's our good old mod Ironbark is back, reminding everybody not to spam. Well, it has been a much sadder place without you. Good to see you, my friend. Forsaken Rules is here. Good to see you. Bearded Warrior, Thunder God, Ninja of WoW, Imagine Justin, Shiu, Gentleman Badger, Greg McLovin, Hartung, Dragon Exile, Doomageddon, Elizabeth. Happy to see you here, Elizabeth. Gentleman Badger, and I can't name them all. Thrax, even. We have quite a conglomerate. It's hard for me to think and speak when I'm suffering from heat stroke. No, I had a big thing of water just before the show started, so I probably won't pass out. No promises, but I probably won't pass out. Shiut is in the Twitch chat saying hello. Hello, Shiut. Pleasure to have you here. Well, if there's one thing in the world that can cure a man who's suffering from heat stroke, it's a burning cigar filling his small room with ashes and smoke. That is the sweet nectar of life I need right now. Yep, I could get water or maybe a blast of straight oxygen into this muggy, humid room. But no, I've decided to smoke a cigar, which will totally not send smoke sticking to all of the moisture particles in this room and making my misery even worse. No, it is here to nurture me. Cigar Ox says, where am I? Cigar Ox, you are in the perfect place because not only are you surrounded by cigars, but you're also surrounded by ox. Nice name there, my friend. I'm confident that was not an accident. But you know what is an accident? Is I can't seem to find my splitter. My guillotine cigar cutter. Well, guess I gotta resort to the punch. This was a gift and it is going to work wonders, I am sure. Forsaken Rules, good to see you, my friend, says, Brandon, my 21st birthday is next month, and I would like to know what a good scotch is for a first time. There are many great choices. Frankly, I'm becoming very fond of the Lismore. I'm just almost halfway through this fine bottle. We've been working on it for a few weeks now, and it's delicious, and it's easy on you the first time if you're not used to Scotch. There are most people don't like Scotch. They drink Scotch and they go, "Oh, that's so strong," or "Oh, it tastes just like smoke." So you may not like Scotch, but I have found that the people who do like Scotch, they tend to like something that's a little smoother, a little peatier. Doom Again says Scoresby. Scoresby's a great choice. It's a bottom shelf Scotch, or a middle shelf Scotch. It's my favorite middle to bottom shelf Scotch. This Lismore is a middle to top shelf Scotch, and it's really smooth. So Lismore, if you want to spend like $10 more than you normally would. Scoresby, if you only want to spend $13 to $15. Now let's see if I can get this punch correct. Ironbark says, I don't like Scotch, but I respect it. It's good to have a healthy respect for the things you fear. That's very true. Okay, well, as you can see, the wrapper is punched right out. Let's see what the draw is like. There you go. Greg McLovin Hartung says, also, if you want to see an average man's first reaction towards Scotch, that too is also on episode 208 when I first tried it. That's right. He came here as a guest star. Oh, that's right. I've got a fan going on. He came in episode 208 as a guest host, and my brother and I subjected him to some really nice Scotch, but it was his first time drinking Scotch, so hilarity ensued. Episode 208 here on Scotch and Smoke Rings. Oh, really? I turn off the fan and you do this to me? Uh-huh. Well, it's your lucky day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, you get a tutorial on how to refill a Zippo lighter with fluid. First things first. Pull out the flame element. Take your check pipe tool. Stick it in the little hole there where the cotton swab begins and peel it open. Hold it back. Grab your little oil canister. Open it up. And squeeze ever so slightly the oil into the cotton swabbing that is within the heart and soul of the ladder. Don't put too much in there, just enough to make the cotton moist. Just a little damp. You know, they tell you you're not supposed to ever say the word moist on camera because apparently moist is the least appealing English word in the human language. Of all the words out there that one can use, hearing the word moist causes a person to not have happy thoughts or good feelings. So I probably should not have said it 4 times there. Moist. All right. There we go. Not bad. This is a new cigar for me. This is, let's see, what's it called? A Cifuentes, a Cifuentes y Cia. Okay, so that's Spanish. Cifuentes y Cia. I have no idea what that means. Partagas 1845. And as you can see, it's got a slight bulge right there. It tapers off down here. It just grows, bulges out, and then tapers ever so slightly there at the end. And I thought the design of it was fascinating. So I purchased it. It was $1 more than the cigars I typically buy. All right. There are your smoke rings of the day. I am now going to turn the fan back on because I am about to have a conniption. So no, no more smoke rings for the rest of the show, probably. As I cool off down here. ThunderGod91 says, Brandon, Colorado microbrews. Why have you not been? I have to admit, I'm starting to get a more sophisticated love of beer. I at first, many years ago, if you were to ask me if I drank beer, I would say, no, I don't like beer. Back in the old California Wii game days, I had lots of scotch, but no beer, and I just didn't like it. The Fluffy Stuff says, OMG, I need you in my life, Oxhorn. Well, here I am, smack dab in the middle of your life for the next 40 minutes. So, enjoy it. What was I saying? Anyway, yeah, so I didn't used to like beer, but I've been trying different beers over the past year or so, a couple years really, and I'm starting to enjoy them. I'll show you what I've been drinking today. Leffe is a nice Belgian beer. It's a blonde, and I've found that I really enjoy Belgian beers. I like microbrews. I live in the Pacific Northwest. I love the Seattle beers, but Belgian beers, there's just something about a good Belgian beer. And what's another one that I've been drinking recently? Hoegaarden. And I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. I showed it off on the program a while ago, and it's probably not pronounced Hoegaarden. But this also is another Belgian beer. These are made in monasteries, right? I'm telling you, the Christian monks, they know how to drink their beer, right? You gotta give them credit for that. So, 3 cheers for Belgian beers, but also 3 cheers for domestic home brews. Yeah, smoke rings are not turning out very well. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm limiting myself to 1, sometimes 2 cigars a week nowadays, just because they're expensive and I don't want to have my house filled with them. So every day before the show, I walk to the local cigar shop by my place of business, by my office. And the guy who runs that shop is starting to get to know me now, right? So he typically gets the cigarette-addicted fellows covered in tattoos, or he'll get the homeless coming in asking for free cigarettes and snuff and all this stuff. So, I mean, the shop is not in a very good area of town. He doesn't have a very high-class clientele. And then in I walk, right? I've got my hat and my suspenders, and I order cigars, right? So every time I walk through the door, big smile on his face. He's like, oh, he is back. He's this Indian guy or whatever, and so but we're now at the point in our relationship where he feels the need to chat me up, right? I want to walk into this place, drool over his cigars, choose one, and then walk out. But now he wants to talk with me about the weather and how I'm doing, and if I'll tell all my friends about his shop. And it's tragic because I like the shop. The guy is nice. He's got a good selection of cigars, but I hesitate going in there now because I kind of feel awkward. I don't want to have this big, long conversation. Part of that is probably my fault. I just may be antisocial. It may just be a deficiency within my own character, right? I should be able to have a casual conversation. And yet, I still sometimes get that hesitation whenever it's time for me to go get the cigar, because I know I'm going to be in for a good 10 minutes of listening to this man talk with me about how his shop doesn't have air conditioning, and how all the homeless people come in and are constantly trying to beg him for cigarettes, and blah, 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 blah. But I humor the man. He's really nice. He gives me a good deal on the cigars. So overall, all in all, it's a good relationship. Shawarma says, wait a minute. Ox doesn't like to talk to people? Right, yeah. The guy who's got his own webcam show hates talking with people. No, I don't mind talking with people, having pleasant conversation. I don't like forced conversations, right? I had an encounter with my boss today. I was leaving the building, going to get some lunch. He was coming back, and we were passing each other on the sidewalk. We made eye contact. I smiled. He goes, hello, Brandon, as we're continuing to walk. And I say, hi. But then we continue to walk. The mistake was that he initiated the greeting when we were still too far away. So he says, hi, Brandon. I say, hi. and we still have this entire distance to go before we walk past each other. So there's this slight awkward silence as we're walking where nobody's saying anything, and yet we're staring into each other's eyes. And right as we get here, we're passing. We're shoulder to shoulder. He says, "So how do you like the weather?" And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Stop in my tracks, turn around, and as you're walking away say, "Oh, the weather is just fine, thanks for asking." So, of course, I said nothing, right? I just kept on walking. I didn't answer his question because he posed it at an inopportune time. So those kind of conversations are the ones where I'm like, okay, this is tedious. But other conversations are fine. Like there's this coffee shop near my work where all of these Swedish girls make cookies. I know this sounds like I'm making up, but I'm not. There's this Swedish bakery right next to my place of business, and every lunchtime I go to get a tall coffee, and I take a look at their bakery display, and sometimes I'll get, what's it called? They've got these cinnamon danishes that are just amazing. But then they've also got this really Scandinavian cinnamon bread with a little bit of custard in it. Sorry, I'm probably making you all really hungry as we sit here smoking cigars and drinking scotch. But the ladies there are really easy to talk to, right? They don't force conversation. It's we sit there, we talk about the pastries, we talk about the rain or the weather, we talk about, they know that my wife is having a baby, so they'll say, "So, when is the baby going to be due?" And we'll talk about the baby. And then I pay for my drink, and we say hello, or adieu, good to see you, and then I walk out the door, right? Simple, easy. Those are great. I don't know. The art of conversation really is an art. It takes a master to have 100% perfection on a day-to-day basis. And I call myself an aspirant, not necessarily a master yet. It wasn't Cinnabon. It was some sort of other pastry. Starts with an S. I forget the name of it. The fluffy stuff says always make full eye contact. That's true, and I always do. And yet, there's the flip side to the coin. It's smart to make eye contact. You never want to look away, because then that lets the other person know that you're intimidated or that you're not very confident. So you always want to make eye contact. But there's also the ability to make periodic eye contact during a conversation, and then to rely on your hand motions and looking off to the side every now and then while you're explaining something, and then always coming back and meeting their eyes or so forth. Some people, when they're trying so hard to make eye contact, it becomes awkward. Like when they just stare into your soul as you're talking. A normal person, of course, will fidget and have, hand motions, or check their watch, or look at their phone, or be distracted by a passing human. But then the person who is so self-conscious over whether or not he's staring will just stare at you. Uh-huh. Really? Okay. Continue. That's nice. Hold on while I blink. There we go. Right? That's slightly creepy. So there's a fine line. There's the too much eye contact, but then not enough eye contact. It takes practice, ladies and gentlemen. It really does. The fluffy stuff says Shinnikin? No, it's not Shinnikin. It's, he says it's a pastry that's rolled with sugar and cinnamon. I forget. This has sugar. This has cinnamon. It's also got a custard line on it. It's not a swirl. It's like they're in horizontal lines. I forget. Woohoo, this is pretty good. It's not a strudel. All right, everybody's trying to guess this pastry. How do I not know what this pastry is called? I can always go to the website and take a look at the menu, but I'm feeling fairly lazy. I don't really want to go. Oxhorn wrote 2 tomes of great work of art, says Cigar Ox. And I hate to disagree with my fans when they call my novels great works of art. So humility forbid. I'm gonna humble brag right now. I'm gonna humble brag and say, well, thank you for calling my novel, The Tale of Cloran Hastings, a great piece of art. But here it is, The Tale of Cloran Hastings, swashbuckling sea adventure story for young adults and older adults. Set in the world of my own creation, a hefty tome, well worth a read. CloranHastings.com, ladies and gentlemen. CloranHastings.com. William Moore says, please stop staring into my soul, Oxhorn. My beard is not long enough to meet your gaze. Oh, sir. Yeah, my smoke rings are rubbish because of the fan. Not baklava. I said it starts with an S. I'm pretty sure it's not baklava. Yeah, you keep asking, but I'm very sure it's not baklava, yeah. Ironbark says, how are the book sales? Been doing well, I hope. They have. Many thanks to all of you. I definitely sell a handful of tomes every month, so thank you. Oh, shawarma. All right. We have fan art. We have recorded messages. And I think I'll start with the recorded messages, but let me move your chats over ever so slightly. How long did it take you to learn to make smoke rings? Asks Mick Book Boy. Couple times. It's honestly not that hard to make smoke rings. I pretend like it's harder than it is, but it's really not that difficult. You just got to get the mouth shape perfect, and you're good to go. All right, wrong window. All right, I'm laying down some new guidelines. You know when a passive-aggressive person wants to make rules, he'll go to you at work and he'll say, "All right, we're making some new guidelines," because guidelines sounds less aggressive than rules. But we're going to make some new guidelines here at ScotchandSmokerings.com about fan art and messages. So, I will only show up to 2 pieces of fan art per person per week. So if you make more than 2 and submit them to the Facebook group, that's fine, but I'm only going to show 2 of them off. When it comes to voicemail messages, I will only show 1 per person during the show each week. So if you record yourself more than once, I'm only going to play 1 of them per person during the show. That'll cut back on time a little bit, and it'll keep the fan art and the recordings from being dominated by just 1 or 2 people. That said, I'm going to show off everything that I can that was submitted this last week, and starting next week, we'll just make sure that we're being sensitive and we're only creating 1 or 2 pieces each week. All right? The fluffy stuff says the mystery pastry is going to drive me insane. All right, I'll tell you what it is. Hold on, I got to look it up. Danishes and other pastries. Snitter. It's called a snitter. S-N-I-T-T-E-R. A flat cinnamon roll with custard and icing. A snitter. They're delicious. I love the snitter. I have one like at least once a week. They're really, really good. All right. We have a few callers on the line today, as we typically do every week. So, this is the opportunity where you can call up and give me a piece of your mind. Look at that. It's in the shape of a mini egg Maduro. I'm really digging it. I got to knock it off right now, but let's take a look at your submissions. So, first on the line is Autumn. Autumn, what have you to say to the fans at Scotch and Smoke Rings?
Hey, Oxhorn, I was just wondering what your favorite character is so far on Heroes of the Storm.
Great question. My favorite character so far in Heroes of the Storm it's a tie between the Witch Doctor and the Siege Tank. I forget his name or her name right now. But those two characters are a lot of fun. So those are my favorite. Dragon Exile sent us a lot of recordings this week, and we'll start with his first one. What have you got on your mind, Dragon Exile?
If you were supreme ruler over the world, what would be your first command?
Oh my. Sounds like someone's got a Norse accent, or is it Dutch? I don't know. But you might have a little bit of phlegm in the back of your throat. Go ahead and clear that out. If I was supreme overlord of the world, it would, of course, entail me rounding up all of the hippies and putting them in camps where they can roast marshmallows all day. Because that's what you do at camp, is you roast marshmallows. And catch fish. And make little belt doodads out of plastic. That's what I did at camp. Yeah, I'd put them all in a nice big boat, send them off to camp. Because everyone loves camp. I did when I was a kid. It's that bad. We coexist. What is on your mind, my friend? You're up.
If you shaved your beard, kind sir, would your wife still consider you a man?
Whoa! Sounds like we've got a warted witch on the line, and that's okay. Halloween is in a few months. No, she would be devastated. If I were to shave my beard, her opinion of my manliness would be quite devastated. So it'll stay on for quite a while, probably due to her request. Dragon Exile is on the line again. What is on your mind, my friend?
This is how my voice sounds normally.
Okay, thanks for sharing. Anything else you got to say?
Has your wife heard any of the voicemails from me and Thunder God? If so, do we make her laugh?
Totally not a creepy question. I don't know if she has heard the voicemails from you or Thunder God. She sometimes watches the show. I'll let her know that we've got some voicemails, and I'll show them off to her. Hopefully, she will laugh. Have you anything else to contribute?
What do you think of the Horde and Alliance bikes on Azeroth choppers?
Azeroth choppers. I haven't seen that program, but of course I'm going to say the Horde bikes are better. What else have you got for me, Dragon?
What is your favorite cigar?
My favorite cigar is the Egg Maduro by Grey Estate. This one is really good, and it's similar to the Egg Maduro, but that would be my favorite. Thunder God is on the line. Thunder God, what would you like to contribute to this fun program?
Oh, you tried to tell me that you can't go with your A. You're going to try and tell me that your Scoresby ain't coming out right the room, and it's all dry, right? Not even on the way that, right? So you're going to try, and you're going to grab yourself some Scottish Scotch, alright? And you're going to grab some haggis, and you're going to have a sort of a whopping good time, alright? Aye.
Right. Well, I heard sausage and good time. So I'm going to assume he's talking about like Oktoberfest. In which case, yeah. Do you have anything else for me, Thunder God? I'd love to hear some more.
All right, Ox. Serious question for you right now. Have you ever tried Maker's Mark whiskey or Buffalo Trace? If you have, what is your opinion?
I've tried Maker's Mark. I haven't tried the other one, but I have tried Maker's Mark, and it's pretty good. It's like a mid-shelf, really, everybody has had Maker's Mark. It's a traditional whiskey. It's a little sweeter than I would like, but it's not too bad. Anything else to round things off for me, Thunder God?
But the biggest and the best question I have for you right now is in absoluteness, what do?
In absoluteness, what do? What do? What? All right, thanks for asking. One more from Dragon Exile before we move on to your fan art. Finish us off, Dragon Exile.
Would you replace your car with a giant eagle or a giant turtle?
What? If I had to choose between an eagle or a turtle to replace my car with, I'd probably go with eagle, because you can train an eagle to fetch things and then come back. So at least I would be able to say, eagle, go to Safeway and get me a 6-pack of some Leffe Belgian beer, and the eagle would fly off with a caca. I think that's what eagles make in terms of noise, and would return to me with a 6-pack of brews. A turtle, however, would probably take a very long time in returning and come back with crickets. So, thank you very much for all of your many interesting suggestions and comments this week. If you would like to record your own voice for me to hear and show on the program, go to scotchandsmokerings.com and click the little button that says send a voice message. It's floating at the top of the page to the right. Your right. All right, music, come back and soothe our souls. Fan art. You have all been intrepid with the fan art. So let's share my screen and show it off. All right. We have this one from Dylan, and it says, would you turn him into bacon? And yes, I would. I like this comment by Steven here at the end, and it says, not right away, I'd let him finish the ice cream first, in hopes that it will allow him to make more bacon. I would probably say let him finish the ice cream because it'll make the bacon sweeter. Yeah, very tasty. So thank you for that one. And then Dylan just kind of went on a posting spree at Scotch and Smoke Rings and shared every single image he could find of someone with a beard, which, interesting. Here's one that I liked. It's of Vincent from Final Fantasy VII if he had a beard. And I have to admit, it improves his look, don't you think? I would totally have played Vincent if he had a beard. Then there's this, and yeah. So 3 bears and a beard. This is definitely the definition of a beard. So thank you for that one, Dylan. Another one from Dylan, and it's looks like a bunch of men with beards that are about to wage battle. Yeah, this guy has a beard that's getting angry like a berserker. This guy's got a beard that's holding up a knife. And this guy's beard is flexing his muscles, so pretty epic. Thank you for that one. We saw that one earlier. Here's a great question from Maxwell, posted on our Scotch and Smoke Rings board. This is something that I think will stump even Mr. Brandon Dennis, and this is a semi-follow-up to what I just shared. Here we go. As a fine, young, and elder gentleman and gentlewomen of the world, we are to do many classy things, not swear, eat the finest, not fake food, enjoy wholesome television, or in my case, 100% YouTube videos. We are to do many things, one of which is to have high and keep high expectations for our fellow government officials and our fellow Americans. But seeing how the world is loving this downward spiral way too much, I often hear lower your expectations or your expectations are way too high, etc. So now my question is, do we, or more importantly, do I, lower my expectations because I am honestly about to flip out, and I don't think I can take another so-called priest making fun of suicide? Do I, or us as a whole, lower my/our expectations? Well, it sounds like there is a whole lot wrapped up in that sweet onion of your comment, and I'll give you my thoughts on that forthwith. Expectations. I have high expectations. Well, let me rephrase that. I have high standards, but low expectations, right? I have been molded by reality to expect very little in terms of quality, decency, and respect from my fellow human man. That, of course, means that I'm not surprised when something bad happens, and I'm not surprised when people are disrespected, or when something crazy appears in the news that's ridiculous, like someone being arrested for giving their child a swat, or something crazy like that. So, my expectations have been sufficiently lowered by reality to no longer come as a surprise when things like that happen. However, my standards remain the same. I still have a set level of standards, which I go over in my blog, bloggingwithclass.com. You can see them laid out in my manifesto. I have a manifesto that I'm continuing to work on, where I lay out my vision of the universe and philosophy and all those things, and which is something I think every man should do. I think every man should make a manifesto, just so that he can have his feet firmly rooted in what he knows. He knows what he believes, and not only does he know what he believes, but he knows why he believes it, and he can articulate it intelligently. Having that ability is very useful when you're trying to explain your standards to someone else, right? So, for example, my beautiful wife has standards. She does not wear revealing clothing. She always looks good, but she prefers dresses. And I prefer dresses too, and I always think she's beautiful. Those are her standards. Now, we live in Seattle, and it's summertime, and so when I'm on my way from work, I see girls in yoga pants running around down the street or in bikinis walking their dog because it's hot outside. Now, my standards and her standards have remained the same. We still wear attractive dresses that are not revealing. They're modest clothing. And yet, we disapprove of any kind of clothing that's too revealing. That said, we don't expect other people to live our standards. I'm not going to go up to a person who's in a bikini and say, "You're living a bad life. You need to wear something a little more modest." That would be inappropriate, right? Who am I to dictate their standards? Who am I to dictate their lifestyle? My standards and my lifestyle are mine. I developed them for myself. I've established my own philosophy. I have my own reasons for believing and acting the way I do. And I share those with other people when they ask, right? I don't go to them and, force them to listen to me. When they ask me what I think about topic X, or why I wear long sleeve shirts, or why my wife wears a skirt or a dress, I'll then explain myself. But I'm not going to go up to the person who's in the yoga pants and say, "I can see the outline of your crack. You might want to put something on." That would slightly be, that would be inappropriate. So that's where I would be on that issue. I say lower your expectations, but keep your standards high. Expect something realistic from the world while being able to defend your own belief system. Right? The fluffy stuff says, "We wear dresses, huh?" Yeah, well, it's the royal we, right? The royal we. We, as in this family unit. Dragon Exile says, "Isn't that like guys wearing shorts and tank tops in the middle of winter?" Yeah, exactly. I would never wear a quote-unquote wife beater. Whatever. I'm not sure why it got that name, but you know what I'm talking about. Those sheer tank tops that are white and you can see the guy's armpit hanging out. And he's probably got a mullet, smoking a cigarette with some cut-off jeans or something. Right. Those are not my standards. I would never go up to him and say, "You should really put a shirt on." But I would never dress like that. That's just against my standards. All right, where was I? Oh, more fan art. Okay. Oh wait, no, this isn't fan art. This is my new shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pasting into the chat a link to my latest shirt. For those of you who have been following for some time, you'll remember that we recently ended a sale for my Rafflemouse shirt. We had a lot of people purchase it, and they're very pleased. They're going to be getting their shirt in the mail. This is the new one. There are 13 days left in this particular sale. GrowABeardNow.com with a giant beard right on the shirt. It's pretty majestic. If you don't have a beard, I guarantee that if you wear this shirt, you will instantly sprout a beard. True story. Okay, that's not entirely true, but you'll be respected. That's for sure. Next up is this video submitted by me, how hand-rolled cigars are made. I linked to it on the Scotch and Smoke Rings group, and it's a video on Dig, or it's actually on Vimeo. I'm going to share the link with you just because I think you'll find it very fascinating how cigars are hand-rolled. It's a nice short 5-minute video, very interesting. Here's one submitted by Christina. Very classy. Would that be like a purr? Right, so she's sharing a photo of a gentleman cat. And I have to admit, if a cat were a gentleman, he would look like that. So thank you for that. Here's one by Nathan, and he says, women are like bacon. They look good, smell good, taste good, and slowly kill men. All right, I have a couple of exceptions to this, my friend. First of all, bacon does not kill man. No. Bacon is actually a healthy food. Check it out. Go to the Google machine. Talk about the health benefits of bacon. And you're going to find all sorts of wonderful articles saying that the protein and the calories within bacon are very good for the body. That's my diet philosophy. Anyway, the second part that I have to disagree with you is that, look, women do not kill men slowly. Time, of course, kills men slowly, but women do not kill men. Only the wrong kind of woman kills a man, just like the wrong kind of man kills a woman, right? We're not going to sit here and be sexist and say that all women are man killers. No, that's not our MO. That is not our philosophy. So let's class up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's class up. Finally, I want to share with you an adventure that I had recently with a product called Never Wet. I'm linking this article that I wrote into the chat. And basically, I did a review of Never Wet, the spray that is supposed to waterproof your items. So this is a pair of shoes that I put Never Wet on. This is what they looked like before. And this is what they look like after. As you can see, they ruined my leather shoes with this Never Wet spray. Here's my fedora hat before, and my fedora hat after. It looks like it's got snow on it. They totally ruined it. And then I recorded a video of how Never Wet worked. It did make my items waterproof, but it also ruined them. And it's an interesting article. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you're trying to find clever and creative ways of waterproofing your items. So there you go. Wow, we had a range of topics today, from Never Wet to standards and dress lengths. ThunderGod91 says, Ox, I liked that hat. How could you do that to your hat? Yeah, I know. Look, the box says, please test on a small piece of fabric before you apply it to your items. And I was so excited when I got Never Wet that I didn't pay attention. I put them out on my dining room table and I just sprayed them all over. I was so excited. And then, of course, they ruined my items. However, I did find a way to fix them. And I have a video where I showed off how I fixed my items using mineral spirits. It took a lot of work and a lot of toothbrush strokes, but I managed to remove the Never Wet from both my shoes and my hat without damaging them. My shoes were slightly damaged, but my hat is fine, and I still wear it. Anyway, it might be interesting for you to go through to see my adventure with that. Najin Justin says, your YouTube word has been broken, and may we have it fixed real quick. It's driving me crazy for some reason. My YouTube word? I'm sorry, I don't know what YouTube word is. Clarify, please. I don't want anyone to be OCDing out here, so yeah, I'll definitely help out when I can. Sensana says, is there a Never Wet product? I'd buy that. Yeah, see, that's my philosophy. That's what I was thinking. I saw the reviews for Never Wet, and I'm sitting there like, oh, this is amazing. So I bought it, and I applied it to my products, my items, and it ruined them. That said, it did work. In the video on the page that I just linked to, I put my hat under a faucet of running water, and the water literally ricochets off. It does work. It works. It just made my hat look like it was covered in snow. So, it's pretty fascinating. Check out the link I just sent to you, and you can see my review. Shiud says, fix the YouTube middle on your left or right. YouTube middle? I just look to the left. I don't see anything. Fix the YouTube middle. I don't know what that means. That's not a language that I'm familiar with. Dragon XL says it's on the left. Right. I mean, this is left. I mean, look at your screens and I'm pointing left. And I don't see... It's like... I don't know what you mean.
You are listening to Radio Dismute.
It's tragic. Tragic. Shawarma, are you talking about David Ramsey? Shawarma said something about offering term life insurance on the radio. I listen to David Ramsey every now and then, and he's constantly urging people to get term life insurance. So that's probably who you're talking about. Dragon XL says that was meant to mess with the OCD fans. Ah, I get you. Got you. Stay Laughing says this is anarchy. Gentleman Badger says chaos. Your YouTube medal on the right. On the right? Alright, well, this is my left and this is my right. You want me to look to my right? I don't see this YouTube medal that you're talking about. Cigar Rock says, help, I have over 100 cigars. What shall I do? Besides smoking them. Get a couple of desktop humidors and store them in a desktop humidor with a humidifier inside and a hydrometer. You need to keep them at 70 degrees with 70% humidity, and that is the perfect environment for the leaves to soak up moisture and not go bad. ThunderGod91 says, hey man, I said your left. My left. So my left. That wall over there. So there are a number of walls in this room. There's that wall that's behind you. There's the wall behind me. There's the wall to that side, and then that's the wall to my left. And that wall is a window, right? I don't know. I don't see anything. No, you're right, says Dragon Exile. I'm not right, you're right. Why are you right? Because you came to this program today. That makes you right. So cheers to you, my friend. You know what we forgot today? We forgot the scotch. How could we let that happen? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's fix this atrocity and pour out the scotch. There we go. Shield says, your left wall that is touching the door. Well, I think you need to be slightly more specific. Because in a way, we're all touching each other. My feet are touching the same floor that is touching the cobblestone walkway, that is touching the street, that touches the freeway that goes through this nation and leads to your doorstep. So, it's possible that by saying the wall that's touching the door, you're actually talking about your own wall. Because your wall touches the floor that touches your driveway, that touches the freeway, that touches my floor, that touches my door. So you need to be slightly more specific. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make things right. I want to be helpful with this conversation, but I don't want to make any more mistakes. Sensana says, Phil and Spencer mentioned you on their 24-hour debut stream this weekend. Spencer said he always liked your machinima videos and suggested people watch it. Publicity. Hey, that's right. I'm getting publicity for the first time ever. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take the publicity. HT Star says, your dirt is touching my dirt. Yeah. Thunder God 91 says, Hippie Neighbor Tom update. Yes, actually. Ooh. Yes, actually, I do have an update. So, funny story. I'm coming home from work. My wife and boy are in the car. I get my boy out of the car. I've got him over my shoulder. We're walking into the house. Hippie neighbor Tom comes up the driveway in his bicycle. And the garbage can that he normally puts in the middle of my driveway, because he's a jerk, is in the bushes. And the reason it's in the bushes is because my neighbor is so fed up with it that he kicks the garbage can whenever he sees it. And at this time, it was in the bushes. So I'm walking into the house, and he bends over and he picks up the garbage can from the bushes with this nasty look on his face. But then he sees that I'm there, and he stops. And I say, well, hi there, Tom. And he kind of looks at me and goes, hi, Brandon. And then looks down, garbage can in hand, and walks the garbage can over to where it's supposed to be against the side of his house, and sets it down, and rides his little bicycle away while I'm standing there. I go in the house, I come back out, it's in the middle of my driveway. It's the funniest thing. The man is so passive aggressive. It's adorable. It really is. So I don't know. I don't know why he does this. It's the man is a grass worshiper. He really is. Greg Hartung says, move the trash can down the street, around the corner, and up a tree, branding us as troublesome pests. That is what neighbor Tom detests. Look, I've tried all of these things. I've put the garbage can hanging on a branch on a nearby tree. I've taken it and I've put it over a fire hydrant 2 blocks down the road. He manages to find it and bring it back. I mean, the only other option I have is to pack it filled with dynamite and then dump it into the middle of a lake and then let it explode, and there it's gone. Fill it with lead, put it in the lake, even better. These are still my options, right? Captain Maximov has a very evil idea and says, fill his trash can with chicken and other meats. I'm afraid the man would see that and just fall over dead. And I would hate for that to happen because he's a source of great humor for me. Oh, the wall behind me to my left. Oh, that award. Okay. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. How's that? Better? We're good? Everyone okay? The OCD people in the chat are relieved. Yes, says Imagine Justin. Thank Jesus, says Stay Laughing. And then there was peace, says Gentleman Badger. A Thunder God is not pleased. He says, no, I was talking about the other awards on the wall to your left. You cannot fool me, sir. Man, I'm just never going to get it right, am I? Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Bottoms up. William Moore says, hide in the can, and when he walks by, jump out and throw suspenders and bacon at him in hopes of turning him into a classy gentleman. Oh my gosh. That's my new viral video idea. It's going to be a hidden cam where we're going to hop out of hidden places, jump out from behind a corner, hide in the trunks of cars, and we'll pop out throwing suspenders and bacon at people. Boom! They instantly turn into Oxhorn. Would you watch it? You know you'd watch it. Mick Backboy says, Oxhorn, do you like Cuban cigars? I'm heading to the Dominican Republic in the summer, so should I try it? Yeah, definitely. I've had 2 or 3 Cuban cigars so far in my life. Once was in Canada and once was in Amsterdam. And look, they really are as good as everybody says they are. I have had Cuban seed tobacco cigars before. That is, cigars that are raised from plants that have seeds that came from Cuba, making them legal. I mean, you take the seeds from Cuba, you plant them in the Dominican Republic, you grow the leaves, you make the cigar, and you sell it as Cuban seed tobacco cigars. They don't even compare to cigars that come from tobacco plants that were actually grown on Cuban soil. I don't know why. There's got to be something in the soil of Cuba that makes better cigars, but they really do taste significantly better. And I can't even taste very well. I mean, I have no sense of smell. My senses are just diluted. It's hard for me to even taste what this tastes like. But when I smoke a Cuban cigar, it's so much smoother, it's so much richer, it's just better. So, if you have the opportunity, I take it. Now, I'm not saying do something illegal. You don't smuggle them into the United States or anything. But if you're out of the country, it's legal and acceptable to have a Cuban cigar on another country's soil. So enjoy it. All right, I'm getting Hearthstone requests. Yes, I will do 1 game of Hearthstone. All right, 1 game of Hearthstone. Not too many, just because the show is moving along rapidly. And I've got a wife and baby to get back to. So I'll play 1, maybe 2 games, excuse me, depending on how well things go.
Find a seat if you can.
Why not email your friends right now? Let them know about the wonderful music you're enjoying right here on Radio Dismute.
Ah! All right, let's do this. Taking battle requests. So the way this works is, since there are so many different people that want to play me, it's on a first come, first served basis. I will get into the game with the first person that it actually connects. Now, for those who don't know, there's a bug in Hearthstone where if multiple people are trying to join a game with you, it kicks you both out. So if that happens, it's not me. I'm not doing it to spite you. Alright, looks like 1 game is going through. Let's see. Who am I battling today? Hey, it's Shoot. Good to see you, Shoot. Alright. Time to lay a smackdown.
You shall not pass.
Shaman versus Shaman. Oh, that's right, I have to end my turn. Sorry about that.
What you want? Job's done.
Okay, let's do this. Ironbark really wants to challenge me, and I would love to play you, my friend. I hope it works out. There we go. Looking good so far. Oh no, I hate this card. Alright, alright. Sensana says, Oxhorn, what's your favorite Hearthstone class and why? Well, I really like the Shaman. I just think he's got a lot of powerful abilities, and I like being able to summon a unit onto the board. Whoa. What was that? Earthshock. My goodness. But I also really like the Warrior. I think the Warrior is my second favorite. Oh, 5 damage. Alright, well, you used that card up early in the game. I hope it doesn't come back to bite you. Although I kind of hope it does.
Job's done.
There we go. Your move, my friend, your move. Oh, no! Oh, man, why'd you have to do that?
Elements guide me. Elements guide me. Job's done.
All right. Your move, my friend. Make it dangerous.
Tazdingo!
Uh-oh. No! Not a hex! Ah. Rubbish! Poppycock! Okay, what have we got here? We've got nothing!
Elements guide me. Elements guide me. Job done.
There we go. Whoa! Tearing up my taunts.
Is my shield.
Elements guide me.
Alright, at least I cleared the battlefield. He says, I'm not going to get any damage in, will I? Nope, you've... What? Oh, really? Death Rattle summon a 4/5 Bane Bloodhoof. Oh, man. Alright. Doing a risky move here. Ah! Ouch! Quickly evening up the ranks here, I see. Good luck to that.
Elements guide me. Earth. Elements guide me.
Okay. Making swift progress here.
What you want?
Oh! He's just going full bore. He's gonna direct damage me down. And he could win. He could very easily win.
I wonder. Elements guide me.
Oh my gosh, I had that. Ah! Oh, I had it too.
I wonder.
Rubbish! You've won, my classy friend. You have won. Nicely done. Oh, really? Well, good on you, mate. Good job. All right, let's see if this works. Jay Boninger.
I must protect the wild. For Doomhammer.
I don't see any friend requests right now.
You shall not pass. Heavens guide me.
Okay, probably shouldn't have done that, but oh well. Lay it on me. Shield says, I hope that one day you too feel the joy of the double bloodlust. Yes, yes, I have tried it once before, and it's pretty amazing, but sadly not this time.
Elements guide me.
All right. Making progress here. Alright, this is the first time I've actually made some good use of my Unbound Elemental. Usually I never have enough things that give me overload. slicing through them like a hot knife through butter. What is that? What is that? Where did you... What? Oh, man. Oh, you're gonna make me use it, aren't you? You guys and all your epic and legendary cards. I don't know where you get them all. Come on. Come on. Really? I mean, come on. Oh. I could have done that better, but oh well. Alright, what do you... What? How is this? Scenarios? What? Two... Oh, gosh. Oh, you are not making me fond of you right now. I mean, just for the record, I am fairly steamed. Oh. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to make you make that decision.
You shall not pass.
There we go. Shoot, I see your I see your commentary there, and that's good advice. But I think I got this. Grim the Reaper says, my, it's been ages since I've been able to stop by. I haven't seen Scotch and Smoke Rings since 2010. Well, we are still here, going strong, and it's so good to have you in the chat today.
Now on Facebook. Find us at facebook.com/RadioDismute.
Payback time. Hours little time. I must attack the minion I taught.
All right. I'm working on it. Come pulling out the taunts. Pulling out the big taunts. This is just egregious. Up. Should have saw that coming. Well, I am making headway here. He's got 8 life left. 8 life left. Whew. Yeah. Jeez. All of his cards are taunts. Man. Gall blimey.
Farewell.
Shouldn't have done that. That last one. All right. Whew. Another taunt. Man, you are really stocked up on the taunts, aren't you? But that's okay. I think I can get by. Ah, sweet.
Feel the power.
Good game, my friend. Good game. Woo! Oh, my goodness. Good game, Jay Bonninger. Good game. Woo-wee. I was feeling it, though. Man, towards the end there, I was getting pretty anxious. Was I going to win? Was I not going to win? I didn't know. It was up for grabs. But it looks like we managed to pull it out towards the end there. Alright, let's see. There. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the final game of the day. It's getting close towards the end of the show. Smoke ship time! What is on your mind? I will do my very best to create it with smoke. Thank you all for cheering me on during those epic battles. But as we have seen time and time again here on the program, I am not as good of a Hearthstone player as the lot of you. You guys routinely destroy me. Especially you, Shoot. You're very good. And Greg. Greg is also very good when he's using King Crush. Alright, new cigar. Let's light this bad boy so we can do some smoke ships. All right. Mr. 8-Ball says... Oh, no, he's not doing a smoke ship. He's giving a commentary on the update process. Yeah. It does take a while. Ninja of WoW says... 1/2 Oxhorn, Mortus, and Staghorn fighting Garrosh Hellscream in Draenor. Nova and Gavin sailing around the world on a rubber ducky, floating on fruit punch, while Baldox, McLovin, and Dragon Exile and Rolleron are smoking egg maduros. Mr. 8-Ball and Ninja of WoW are racing our hearth steeds around a racetrack, while the rest of the Scotch and Smoke Rings fans are raging about the YouTube award being tilted. You only beard once. Nicely done. Shiut says, he's not giving a smoke ship. He says an honorable bow between Shiut and Oxhorn. Indeed, good sir. You were the victor. All right, then we've got one from William Moore, and he says, Oxhorn riding along on a great bacon-armored Robo-Kodo mech, and wielding Frostmourne while he leads an army of drunken dwarves who all sing Tank, Tank, Heal Tank, while simultaneously Staghorn and Mortus parachute into the city with a secondary army of cyborg Kevin Bacon clones to use while they raid the streets of Stormwind as they make their way to the Stormwind Keep throne room to defeat King Varian Wrynn and declare Ox as the new King of Stormwind and the true leader of the Horde. I think that fulfills all of my deepest fantasies right there. Gentleman Badger says Oxhorn teaching hipster neighbor Tom and the arts of cooking up delicious crispy bacon, smoking only the finest cigars, smoking an amazing glass of scotch, okay, and overall being a classy gentleman as he goes from abusing Oxhorn's trash can to becoming a refined gentleman and taking out Oxhorn's trash for him every day. I like it. Nate the Great AZ says, it's tilted again. What's tilted, huh? Dragon Exile says, haha, see, it's tilted again. And I don't get, what's tilted? Am I tilted? I don't think so. I'll go see a chiropractor, though. Thanks for bringing it up. Black Shawarma says, Guida with smoked bacon burger on a 9-grain bun. That does sound delicious. I don't know if it works in a smoke ring, but Gentleman Badger says, oops, sorry, sipping scotch. Okay, it's easier to sip scotch than to smoke scotch, I do have to admit. Look behind me to the left, where? Is it a ghost? Guys are keeping me on my toes. I like it. An original smoke image of Oxhorn and the gang. That is all, says Imagine Justin. Indeed. That is all. Chief Smash says, not a smoke ship, but I forgot to say this earlier. I saw 3 rogues to my kids as one of their bedtime songs last night. There, back to the ships. If so, that's amazing. I'm so pleased to hear that, Chief Smash. I hope one day to be able to sing it to my kids when my children when they're old enough to understand the lyrics. But that's great. That's great. All right. Well, lots of great smoke ship ideas this week. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Williams. He always has amazing smoke ships. Put a lot of thought into this one. Plus, I mean, hey, I love the idea of me being King of Stormwind. Hey, why not, right? All right, here we go. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. The smoke ship will be before your eyes for only the briefest of moments. just a little bit there. Ooh! I brought a little bit too much smoke in my mouth. Sorry, that wasn't a smoke ship. That was more of a smoke dinghy. It got slightly mauled there in the process. Let me try that again. Tickles the back of the ganglia. There it is! Ladies and gentlemen, before your very eyes, the latest smoke ship, the 151st one we have ever done here on Scotch and Smoke Rings. In it, you saw Oxhorn riding along on a great bacon-armored Robo-Kodo mech and wielding Frostmourne, while he leads an army of drunken dwarves who all sing "Tank, tank, heal tank," while simultaneously Staghorn and Mortus parachute into the city with a secondary army of cyborg Kevin Bacon clones to use while they raid the streets of Stormwind as they make their way to the Stormwind Keep throne room to defeat King Varian Wren and declare Oxhorn as the new King of Stormwind and true leader of the Horde. Yes, I dare say. Well, ladies and gentlemen, another epic show coming to a close. Great Hearthstone games, great fan art, wonderful fan recordings. Continue to submit those. And for those of you who have OCD, it's okay. Be not ashamed, but do see a doctor. It's important for your mental health. And come back next week for more prodding and poking. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 151. We will see you next week. Same Ox time, same Ox channel. And be sure, my friends, that while I'm gone, you keep yourselves ever so slightly classy. Cheers.